Hi friends, welcome to this lovely space out in nature. I decided to come out and about and do a video outside. We are in the Sedona area and I hope you're doing well. We had just finished the Sedona Ascension Retreat this weekend and just taking some downtime afterwards. So I am using a new deck. It is called the Luminous Humaness, and I'm finding so many beautiful messages in this deck, and I wanted to share it with you. So right now, astrologically, we have this moon moving into Scorpio shortly, and we are in the last degrees of the sun in Pisces. So we are finishing up this sign. We're finishing up old cycles, karmic patterns, releasing them with grace and ease to the best of our ability, and welcoming in the new age of our being and essence. Easier said than done. But remember, we always have our guides, guardians of light, who walk in the invisible and that are there to assist us. And we just have to call on them for that support and grace and allow it to move forward and to acknowledge it and to give gratitude. So I invite you to remember that and to call in that spirit side of yourself. It's always with us, but how much we acknowledge it and recognize it makes such a difference in our world, in our daily life. So moving forward, let's go ahead and pick a couple cards for the week. I got this one card, and let's go ahead and see what else comes up. Oh, okay. Actually, there's a couple cards, so I'm going to stop there. So our first card is, and this is a new deck, so I will be looking inside the book just to get different meanings for it, because it's not a regular tarot deck. It's a type of oracle. So this one says Flossom, and this deck has a play on words too, which is one of the things I've grown to like about it. So it says, it looks like a magic carpet almost, but it looks like it's kind of coming apart. If you are making mistakes, then you are making new things, trying new things, learning, living, pushing yourself, changing the world. You are doing things you have never done before, and more importantly, you are doing something. So next time you make a blunder, pat yourself on the back and acknowledge what you've learned from the experience and what you'll do better next time. And I apologize for the planes. Nothing I can do about them. Congratulate yourself, because when you aren't afraid to look ridiculous and make mistakes, when you're willing to have your creation be bad, wrong, or miss the mark entirely, you're more likely to create something that eventually does hit the bullseye. Be willing to be transparent about where you feel inadequate. Say the wrong thing at the wrong time, take risks, fall, and have people laugh at you. And when you do, the joke's on them, because you're the one growing exponentially. And the mantra is, I congratulate myself for being awesomely Flossom. Oh gosh. And like, if you notice in this card, it's like a magic carpet flying, and there's like, it's kind of coming apart, but it's also, there's light coming through. It's almost like new patterns are being formed for new pathways and new weaving of the carpet. So we're reweaving ourselves as we are moving forward and flying and maybe coming apart in some ways. We're also weaving that new light back together into us in integration. So the next card that came up is Beautiful. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. Be who you are. Be your beautiful self. Don't be afraid to shine. That's when we find our gifts, our true gifts, when we can be with ourselves acknowledge ourselves, accept ourselves. And I will read the affirmation in here. So, my beauty secret is to be my true self, timeless, gorgeous, and beyond compare. Beauty is not in the face, beauty is in the light of the heart. And of course, that's by Khalil Gibran, is the beauty is not in the face, beauty is in the light of the heart. Beautiful poet. And the last two cards are Paper Tigers and Ruthless Companion. So Paper Tigers, this is pretty self-explanatory too. These are fears, doubts, things coming up that are really have no weight, but yet we feel like they're ferocious. They're going to destroy us. They're bringing up all our fears, all our scariest parts of ourselves, and allowing them to just, the light shining on there, and then to just be torn apart completely and proved as nothing at all. There's a lot of people arriving where I'm at. So Paper Tigers, when I look at my paper tigers squarely in the eye, it dissolves into a cuddly cup. Never trust your fears. They don't know your strength. So the last paragraph in here is, your biggest challenge becomes where to direct all that creative energy that is no longer being squandered on defending or protecting yourself. So I'm going to pause really quick while all these people pass, and then I'll start up again. Okay, friends, so our last card is Ruthless Compassion. It is easy enough to be friendly to one's friends, but to befriend the one who regards himself as your enemy is the quintessence of true religion. The other is mere business. And the mantra is, I see beyond the veil and reveal in the blessings of each morsel of time. I get with the ones I love, even those who challenge me. We can feel a deep sense of entitlement about the people, places, and things we love without realizing it, because we value them. We can assume they should be in our lives forever or should act in a certain way. We can feel blindsided or betrayed when they change or show up in a way that conflicts with the script we have unconsciously written, or even if a loved one passes away. Call to mind someone you love who has challenged your ability to keep your heart open. Perhaps they've been unkind or behaved in an unkind, unconscious, or hurtful way. Buddhist tradition shines a light on the complexity of compassion. It suggests we practice fierce determination to behold the wholeness of the people in our lives and thus refrain from seeing them as broken or lacking. Even if they've hurt or betrayed you, become willing to behold this person, perhaps from afar, as a luminous version of themselves. The true them, who is lucid, is responsible for their actions, apologizes for hurting you, and is even now beaming unconditional love towards you. If you can hold your attention on this version, even when there's compelling evidence on the contrary, you will be offering them, but mostly you, a great gift, a quantum leap forward towards true lucidity. And the mantra is, I see beyond the veil and reveal in the blessing of each morsel of time I get with the ones I love, even those who challenge me. And that's a tough one, huh? So it can be tough, and it could be easy too, seeing that person as the true essence, especially if it's someone that when you first saw them, it was so easy to see that. And then, of course, the humanness comes in, and the reflections come in, and the karmic patterns might come in, and then there's all these things to process and work through. So remembering that true essence of the soul and spirit and of their presence and of the character that brought you together, the essence that brought you together, the love, the connection, that is what's true, that is what's beautiful, that is what remains in its true form. Like, that's powerful, right? So I feel like that is what that card brings forward. So, again, this is the Luminous Humaness deck, and there's a gorgeous picture on the back. In the world, but not of it, is the name of this card. And it is shining your true self in the world, but connecting to that part of you that is the all that is of all existence. All right, beautiful ones, as we move through these scorpionic waters of the moon, take time for yourself, take time to clear, take time to release, and know that there's this beautiful trine between the moon and the sun. And sending you so much love and so much blessings. Mwah.